So for the past few days, I have been seeing this news on social media and also in some news portals that the Supreme Court has legalized prostitution in India. And that kind of instigated me to make this video because the Supreme Court has not legalized prostitution in India because it cannot legalize prostitution in India because prostitution is already legal in India. Yes, you heard that right. There is no law that criminalizes prostitution in India. So, prostitution, that is the act of having sex in exchange of money, was never illegal and has not been made illegal by any law in this country. So, what is illegal? Soliciting sex, or in more common terms, pimping, that is illegal. When someone solicits sex, that is, when someone approaches another person and suppose says him or her that I will have sex with you and I will take this amount of money, that is called pimping, that is called soliciting sex. That is illegal under section 8 of the Immoral Trafficking Prevention Act. But as far as the actual act of prostitution, that is the actual act of having sex in exchange of money is concerned, that was never made illegal by any law in India. Now obviously the differences between the two are very minor, and that's the reason that oftentimes the common perception is that prostitution is illegal in India. Because if you apply common sense, you can understand that the act of prostitution cannot happen without a prior act of soliciting. Because if we say that prostitution is the act of having sex in exchange of money, obviously the two parties or whatever number of parties are involved, obviously they have come to a negotiation before the actual act of how much money one party will pay to the other for the act, and that is solicitation, and that is punishable. So generally an act of prostitution is preceded by an act of soliciting, and that's why there are arbitrary arrests and arbitrary misuse of power in the part of the police to the sex workers. And that is exactly where the Supreme Court verdict comes in. The Supreme Court has basically has recognized sex work as a legitimate profession, because even though it was never criminalized, it was also never recognized as a legitimate profession. And that's what Supreme Court has done. The Supreme Court has said that the police cannot make arbitrary arrests of sex worker on the presumption that there was solicitation on their part. And also when suppose a brothel is being raided, because running a brothel is again illegal according to the Immoral Trafficking Act. So whenever a raid in a brothel is carried out, the sex workers must not be arrested who are not running the brothel, they are just working there. They should not be arrested. The brothel owner can be arrested under Immoral Trafficking Prevention Act, but the sex workers who are working there, they must not be arrested. So these are some observations the Supreme Court has made to prevent the sex workers from being misused by the police, to prevent misuse of power by the police in these cases. But the Supreme Court, as I said, has not legalized prostitution because it is already legalized, if I may say so. So solicitation, pimping, running a brothel, these are all criminal acts and can land you in jail if someone carries it out. But the actual act of having sex against money, that is prostitution, was never made illegal in India, and it is legal, and now more so after the Supreme Court verdict, it is legal in India.